In this episode, after a family break, we are back in New Zealand. We make time to explore some new places and some we have visited 7 years ago. We will also tell you our new plans. But first, this is me, Kim. There is Bart, and here is Liz, our little explorer. We sold everything to explore these beautiful places with our tiny 33-foot sailboat, Tranquillity. In the last episode, we left Minerva Reef in a rush. Hurricane Lola might come over and a low pressure was coming to New Zealand. Squeezed in 2 weather systems, we made our way down, our most challenging passage. And here we are back in New Zealand after 6 weeks of pleasure in the Netherlands, visiting family and friends. And now the start of our new adventure, or at least we will try to stay in New Zealand.
Just had New Year's Eve yesterday, fun evening. Not as big and explosive as it would be in the Netherlands, but hey, they destroy their country. But it was really fun. We were with 3 families, all with kids, and we were on a big catamaran, and we had a very nice night out. And today it's New Year's Day, and let's explore a bit of the surroundings. So we're gonna see if we can drive to a beach. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. It's not as hot as yesterday, but it's a good 23 degrees Celsius. And yeah, let's see the beaches. Loop maar.
Lopen maar.
My business. Kijk, hello, Santa. Zijn er eigenlijk de vlammen?
Ja.
Wauw!
We took a dip in Whale Bay, one of the best beaches here in New Zealand. And oh, the water was cold. Not as cold as in the Netherlands right now, but still. The earliest morning since we have arrived in New Zealand.
Yeah, because it's your birthday today. Hey,
Oh.
happy birthday.
What are we going to do, Liz? Are we going to sail? Oh, no. Are we going to bicycle? What then?
We are going to a house.
A house, yes. We do a little road trip
Up to the far north.
Cape Reigna.
Cape Reigna.
Reigna.
I don't know how they say it.
Dit is... Come on, here the coast.
Over 300 meter sla rechtsaf naar de Statenhighway 1, voorde naar Statenhighway 1, Cape Reigna. Sla rechtsaf naar de Statenhighway 1, voorde naar
remember the Hoendertwasser Museum at the Vangarij Marina. That's built later because the Hoendertwasser artist made these toilets around New Zealand.
We start our trip with a coffee break. It was an early morning. What are we going to do for my birthday?
We are going to the house.
To a house?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, so we're going to rent a house all the way up in the north, and we're gonna do a road trip from about 4 hours to get there with multiple stops. There's one thing, we're gonna go all the way up to the north and we might go sandboarding.
Ooh.
And I can see my room. I think it was a unicorn, or I think it's not a unicorn, or I think it was a Scandi bed. I don't know.
And you don't know how your room will look, what your room will look like?
Yes.
No, me neither. Driving all the way up north to our next stop, we find Nordland really stunning. Just driving around the area is very enjoyable, winding roads and amazing views. At least that's what we think. Next stop is Rainbow Warrior Memorial.
Alright, so we're gonna walk up this mountain, which we did 7 years ago as well, and we're gonna visit the Rainbow Warrior Memorial. It's a memorial of the Rainbow Warrior from Greenpeace that was bombed by the French government. It's just an act of terror. They were bombing the Rainbow Warrior I think in a harbor in New Zealand, and they shipped the bombed vessel down into this bay and sunk it here. So that's you can dive to it. So I think in the future we're gonna dive to the wreck. But till this day the Kiwis are very mad at the French for this terroristic attack. It all had to do with the nuclear testing, and Greenpeace was against it, and they demonstrated against the nuclear testing of France, and that's why France bombed a neutral vessel.
So the Greenpeace Warrior wasn't bombed by a missile, but there were 2 bombs attached underneath a ship, and they were detonated.
Detonated. Ooh, English. So hard.
Huh?
So do you think this was the original propeller of the Rainbow Warrior? Must be, right?
Yeah.
And then on this beautiful place. Would be lovely to sail our boat here, honey. Yeah. And I think Rainbow Warrior was sunk, I think, somewhere over there.
From the Rainbow Warrior Memorial, we continue further up north to Cape Reigna, a place we have not been before.
Thank you. Oh, Daniel, please. Come on.
Cape Reigna. Here you can see how the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean meet at this point. And this is the most spiritually significant place for the Maori. The cape is marked by a lighthouse and a puhutukava tree, which is over 800 years old.
Hoe wil jij anders naar de auto?
Cape Reigna. I don't know how they pronounce it, but it's the most far north point of New Zealand. We haven't sailed here because we were way more on the inside of New Zealand when we got there. So this is more if you come from Australia or Vanuatu, New Caledonia, this is more your approach, point of approach.
Not too long ago.
Het voordeel van wachten is dat je niet hoeft te lopen.
And we are at the sand dunes, which you can ride with a bodyboard, and that's what we are going to do right now. It is a weird experience to arrive in this desert feel area after seeing the ocean and all the green. You have to cross that water to get there. And where we thought it might be a little bit of a challenge for Liz to try this out, it was not. So we stayed in a nice house last night, and now we're on our way for a surprise, so I have no idea. But first we make a stop at 90 Miles Beach. where you could drive with your car, but not with ours because we do not have a four-wheel drive. But nevertheless, it would be fun to just have a look at it. We make a lot of stops today and enjoy it very much. We keep Liz entertained in the car with some audiobooks and some power naps, and we make sure that the stops are long enough to stretch our legs and lose some energy. 90 miles speeds. So fun to see how many cars there are on this beach. And we continue to the surprise. We go to Nagawa Springs, bathing in the mineral-rich hot waters of the springs. At the thermal pools. We start easy, right? With 26 degrees.
Easy, it's cold. This is the coldest one. Mama houdt niet zo van het water. Je mag niet zwemmen, hè? Je moet altijd een beetje lopen. Ja, film. Kijk eens daar. Hallo. You can smell what we smell. Liz, did you do a poopy?
Super hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
Heksensoep.
Yeah.
We end this trip in the cauldron.
Bam, what are you going to do? Our lives in the harbor of Whangarei. It's time for aesthetic boat maintenance. So we didn't do it past 2.5 years, not that much, and we want to give a bit of shine back to Tranquillity. So we got a tip from a Swiss boat who is using auto sole. That's a stainless steel or metal polisher, and we are amazed how it works. It's really good.
So shiny. Very satisfying job, this.
We are driving to Auckland today, and because I've got a job interview in the North Shore Hospital. That's I think the second or third biggest hospital in New Zealand, as a anesthetic technician. That's what they call it here, and that's almost my profession, a bit different, but I'm supposed to I should be able to work here. I'm awaiting my validation of my degrees to start working here, but in the meantime I can apply for a job.
While Bart is in the interview, we enjoy a coffee and a nice walk in this area. Will this become our new home?
So, I just had my job interview, and we are in a hotel in Auckland because we thought we might combine the long trip. It's a 2-hour drive from Whangarei to Auckland, combine it with a couple of days Auckland, and yeah, it was a good talk. They really need people, and I'm very qualified to do the job here. I got a good vibe from the hospital as well, and yeah, they're gonna give me an offer to work, and that's very good. So now the coming procedure will be still waiting for the medical council to give a thumbs up to start working here. They might and probably will give a 3 months supervision recommendation to the hospital. But if the hospital thinks after 1 month he's good enough, he can work on his own, they will get back to the medical council and will tell them that I'm qualified enough to start working on my own. So, waiting for the medical council, job offer, and then I can apply for the working visa. Yes, a working visa, and I can straight away request a residency visa. But the residency visa might take a little bit longer than the work visa. They need 7 weeks in total. So it's a better option to start with the work visa and wait for the residency visa, but I think you can apply for both. You will get your money for the work visa back when you apply for the residency visa. So that's the tactic we hope to do, and hopefully I can start working somewhere in April. That should be nice.
Auckland. So, Waiheke are we going, and we are gonna see our friends again.
Waiheke. A day full of wine tasting, lunch, meeting friends. So a day full of fun activities. And yeah, celebrate a new adventure that's coming. As you know, we have arrived in New Zealand, and we are at the moment in Waiheke, and we thought this is a nice moment to give you an update about our future plans, because they are going to be a little bit different than what we have been up to in the past 2.5 years. First of all, we keep Tranquillity, so we keep on sailing, but it's time to start working again. But we are adventurous types, so we do not get back to the Netherlands. We are trying to settle here in New Zealand.
And let me just give you an update on how to do it. New Zealand is not a very easy country to get in. It's difficult to get a visa to work. Not if you're under 30, then you can apply for a working holiday visa, but still you're only allowed to work for 2 years. In our case, we are a bit lucky, and it's all got to do with my job. In the Netherlands, the nurse anaesthetist is a anesthetic technician in New Zealand, and there's a shortage, like a big shortage. And that means that my job is on a tier 1 list, as they say it, so I can apply for a visa very easy. The only thing I need to do is I need to get my degree validated by the medical council, and that's a lot of paperwork, but that's already been sent in, and I'm awaiting their answer if I'm allowed to work here. Chances are very high that they would say, yes, you can go, but you have to work probably...
And we are from the Netherlands.
Probably a 3 months supervision type of thing. In the meantime, I can apply for a job. So I'm gonna get a job offer from the North Shore Hospital. I've had an interview there, and it was a very good talk.
When I got the job offer and the medical council says you can go, I can apply for a working visa and a residency visa. Probably we do the working visa first because it's a shorter time to get the visa. The residency visa can take up to 11 months. So that's a next step. Under the working visa, Kim is allowed to work as well. Same for the residency visa. And Liz is allowed to go to school in New Zealand. So, exciting times. It does mean that we are quitting the travel by boat. So we will sail around the area in New Zealand because it's a very, very beautiful area. I mean, look at the bay behind me. This could be one of the bays that we might drop anchor in within a couple of months. So we will definitely make some videos about the sailing in New Zealand. Also, we want to do some videos about trekking through New Zealand by car. And we will give you updates on how it is to settle in New Zealand. Well, this was it. If you have any questions, please let us know. And for now, goodbye and thank you very much for watching. Fair winds to you all.